we are not going to underestimate a country because of their actual photo of
Right.
2024. Because, for example, if we can see Dubai, for an example,
Right.
40, 60 years ago, it was only desert.
Only desert.
And now it might be one of the most modern cities in the world.
Cities in the world, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
and I'm completely sure that if I come back in India in 20 years, I might not be recognized some things.
I don't think if you come down to Mumbai in next 5 years, I don't think you're going to recognize Mumbai as well. The reason is there's so much infrastructure that's going on. The bridges they're building, it's going to be like next big city. Welcome to Vani, and I'm really excited to have you here because you're going to be one of my first foreigners to be on my show.
International show.
Yes, international, absolutely. But I think foreigner sounds better. Let me ask you this, right? Let's start with the first thing. What is your name?
Okay, my name is Jorge Martín.
Okay.
But I know it's something quite difficult to pronounce for Indian people or foreign people in general. So I'm usually saying call me George.
Call you George. But your name is Jorge.
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 Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try calling you that. Don't kill me if I say it wrong.
Okay, don't worry.
Cool. All right. So, George, I'll just call you George. It's okay.
Okay.
It's better. I would say, okay, yeah, it's going to be better that way. So, George, welcome to Mumbai, first of all. And,
Thank you.
I was really glad to meet you yesterday in the BNI meeting that we were there. And I was really happy that we met, you and your partner.
Yeah.
You guys have come from Barcelona, Spain. Right.
Exactly.
And what is the reason for you guys to travel all the way from Barcelona, Spain to India, and you have found Mumbai to be here?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to give you a little bit of context.
Sure.
Because if not, it would be a really part of what it is. We are part of a company that the culture of our company is that we don't only want to do business and that's it. We don't only want to earn money and that's it. We want to grow as person, as professionals, for being able to add more value to our clients.
Okay.
And the society.
Right.
And since the beginning, when we came together, we had the commitment to at least one a year do one business trip, one business mission.
Okay.
And that is from two reasons. First of all, it helps you develop like a global mind. When you see the culture and how people think in Finland,
right,
and in India, you are quite impressed. And also, it's something that if in Spain you met someone that is from India or is from another part of the world,
right,
you are much comfortable with that than maybe if you have never gone out of the country for doing business.
Yeah.
So this all come from a part of, okay, let's get out of our comfort zone.
Okay.
We always try, but sometimes when you have gone out of your comfort zone, your not comfort zone become your comfort zone.
Right.
So if you go 7,000 kilometers away of your home, finally you are at least for a moment going out of your comfort zone.
Right.
So we have been doing. This is like the third trip. The third travel we are doing. The first one it was to Finland.
Okay.
The second one was to Costa Rica.
Okay.
And now we are in India. We will stay like 2-3 weeks more.
Okay.
Not in Mumbai.
Right.
And later we are going to South Korea.
Okay, you're going from South Korea after you're done with India. Okay.
Exactly. So there are like a lot of different in how people behave, the language, for example,
right,
and the way of doing business.
Right.
So all of these have a why. Starting with Finland, for me, Finland is like, okay, let's do it easy. It's the first one.
Okay.
They speak European English.
Right.
We are both. They don't even need the passport.
Right. Yeah, so, because it's the same. Yeah, I understand.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's like we are going to get wrong. If I tell you, well, since these 3 years we have done different such projects.
Okay.
So when I went to Finland, we were more people than 4 partners. Now it's like the Last of Us.
Right. I know what you mean.
Exactly. So with 2 people more, we bought 500 euros in Spanish ham.
Okay.
Really good quality Spanish ham.
Okay.
And we went there to Finland, thinking that it would be okay, concerting a meeting with a supermarket. Really, really, really easy.
Right.
Opening the
The
ham, taste it, and sign the deal.
Really?
We thought it was
Is that
gonna be
simple?
no. I wish so. I wish so. But this is also the logical that in our culture
Okay.
we also have the learning by doing.
Okay.
We are part in Barcelona of one ecosystem called Lane that
Right.
craft all these things. They are with better or worse things, but
Okay.
now we have developed this culture, and it's like, okay, let's just start simple. We're gonna get mistakes, and we did it.
Right.
In fact, for we were 1 week left in Finland.
Okay.
We haven't obviously signed any deal. We
Okay.
have had some meetings, but we have realized that in this market it was really monopolized by really, really few enterprise.
Right.
So in fact, it was almost impossible to
get
sign
people
one of that kind of deal. So what I did is in coworkings and in universities, spend my day with a box full of ham,
Okay.
like almost top quality ham from Spain,
Right.
and speaking with people selling like small pieces.
Small pieces. Okay.
Yeah.
Just as a gesture that you're
Exactly.
giving away. Okay.
It's not giving away. I was selling them.
Okay, you were selling
Yeah,
them. Okay.
because
Okay.
we spend money in that.
Right,
And it's, okay, at least we are going not to waste money.
Right.
Not
At least
to
you can get your money back that you
Exactly.
win. Okay, makes sense.
So we didn't win money, but we also enjoy good ham.
absolutely. I'm sure
Exactly.
you did. Okay.
Later we went to Costa Rica.
Okay.
We
How long were you in Finland for?
in Finland 1 month.
Okay,
Costa Rica 1 month.
Okay.
I'm not really speak now about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So let's Costa Rica. How was in Costa Rica?
Costa Rica is Latin culture,
Okay.
so we share the language, Spanish. Is quite long from home, and the language is not exactly the same.
Okay.
There are ways of speaking that change from Spain to Costa Rica.
Right. Although it's still Spanish, right?
It's Spanish,
But more of a Latin in it.
yeah, not too much the accent.
Okay.
It was also words. For example, what it could be called ser or men or bro in English.
Right.
In Spain we say mainly tío.
Okay.
That is way of saying. In Costa Rica they say mine.
Ah, okay, I see.
Instead of I know a tío,
Yeah.
I know a mine.
Okay, got you. I'm not gonna try that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
So there are cultural changes and also the way of doing business.
Okay.
So, for example, they have like a limb called Pura Vida, that is pure life, literally translate, and it's like a mix of enjoy life, don't stress too much, and things like that.
Okay.
So, for example, the first proper meeting I did in Costa Rica with someone, I was like, okay, 30 minutes of meeting, let's do it. I'm going to explain my proposition. He's going to maybe lower the price and go ahead.
Right, right.
I thought it was going to be like
that way, yes.
But this 30 minutes that I have in mind changed to 2 hours, where maybe speaking of business was 20 minutes, and the rest is speaking about life and getting to each other. Exactly.
So very similar to Indian concept.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Great.
So maybe in Spain, some people are more like, okay, let's do it. It's my work, and that's it.
Okay.
But in Costa Rica, it's okay. No, but if I do something with someone, I want to
know you right.
deeply. No?
Who I'm doing business with.
Exactly, and get a trustful relationship that, as far as I have seen, it is kind of the same. So it's something that I take advantage that I have been training doing this kind of
Costa
business.
Rica. Right.
In the other part of the world, they have a similar mentality.
Right.
So this time I went with more pre-work, more work previously. I signed one deal of services around innovation consultory.
Okay.
But this Pura Vida, they also have a double side of the coin.
Okay.
That make that when they tell you, yeah, we will definitely do it. Sounds great. Give me the contract. I'll send you contact. and later is nothing.
Oh.
So if everything that they have promised me
Right.
and all my team members
Right.
would become true, we would now living much better.
Okay. Understood. So
saying
whatever
in
they
some way.
said, they never fulfilled it.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So, for example, we might speak with 4 companies,
right.
Some big, some medium, and we finally signed one contract with one. Like it was the first phase,
Okay.
the first part of the deal,
Right.
and the others didn't want it. Even though speaking with a decision maker, he told us, "Okay, let's do it.
Let's make it happen." Right.
Yeah. So, well, Costa Rica, I have realized, is a market for going really, really, really slow. If I tell you the truth, I have been talking with one Costa Rican woman since the last year.
Okay.
We went in fact, in November of 2022.
Oh wow! Okay.
So
almost 2 years back. Yeah.
And the last 1 week ago, the last Friday, I had one meeting with her.
Okay.
We have been speaking from WhatsApp or LinkedIn quite a bit. She has came to Spain.
Okay.
To Madrid and Barcelona. And when she was in Madrid, I were in Barcelona since and when she go to Barcelona, I had an event in Madrid.
Oh, you guys couldn't meet.
Exactly, so we didn't meet. But the other day we met, and now there is something that, being 1 year relationship, probably is going to be something more real or more probably to happen.
Probably to make work happen. Right.
Exactly. So the Costa Rican market is something quite okay. Let's go.
It takes
slowly.
slow. It takes one step at a time.
Exactly.
Okay. So I understand. So Finland was for you where it was more diplomat, where people were trying to just work with each other.
Yeah.
Right. Rather than just working with an international client or try to find someone else to fit in. Costa Rica took a while for people to understand that, okay, you know what, we have to first get to know you, who you are, what you do, what kind of work that you do.
Exactly.
All right, that's where your thought process was in Costa Rica.
Exactly.
It took you 2 years to convert a client.
Yeah.
That was a really long time.
Well,
a lot
in
of
fact,
patience.
we signed a client, but it was one-time client. This is maybe
a consistent, a long relationship. Understood. So now after Costa Rica, where did you head?
So the next thing from Costa Rica, it's India.
Okay.
So in India is a different trip, for saying like that, because we are doing two countries in one.
Okay.
That it's first we come to India, and later we go to South Korea.
South Korea. Okay.
Meanwhile, because in Spain it's like a national festivity.
Okay.
It's called Semana Santa.
Okay.
We are also having like 1 week that we said, okay, each partner go wherever you want.
Okay.
We are in the other part of the world. Get to know free. In my case, I'm going to Japan. Okay. Because I have done several years martial arts. So
really? Okay.
This is like the house of the martial arts.
Right.
I have been there saying, okay, one day I have to go, and now I'm kind of near from there.
Understood.
That,
okay.
South Korea and
South
Japan,
Korea and Japan
really,
are
really
right
close.
by next to each other.
Exactly.
Okay. Right.
So the purpose for me, because it's also knowing the context of your project each time you go for a new country.
Right.
In this time, it's mainly technological.
Okay.
So this is a factor that serves both countries.
Right.
India in the part of providers in a lot of talent,
right,
and in being a country that is now growing
that,
really,
bringing
really
more
quickly.
people in, right?
Also, excuse me if my English is not my first language, so sometimes I'm going to not pronounce, misspell or something.
That's okay.
So, India is developing really, really fast.
Yeah.
And South Korea have been developing really, really fast.
Exactly.
Also, but is in a point that you can compare it with European or a US
US or Chinese market.
Exactly.
Yeah, understood.
There is a data that I like looking every time I go to a country, that is PIB per capita.
Okay.
That it's how many, in this case, money does the country produce compared with the number of people.
Okay.
So, for example, for me, it's really, really simple thinking like that. India is 2 or 4 thousand euros per person annually.
Okay, okay,
In the case of Spain, it's 30-34.
okay.
On South Korea, it's 36-38.
Oh, is it?
That's the way of okay. Maybe in South Korea is more of okay what they are doing, what we can learn,
Right,
and in India is also what they are doing, what we can learn, but also how we can collaborate. In
right,
facts of in our cost structure
right.
is more suitable in India than
In South
in South
Korea.
Korea. It's
I think
like
yeah, it's also because of the like you said that I think even the ratio of the price change would matter
yeah,
as well. And also I think nevertheless maybe talk about South Korea, maybe talk about China. Well, let's not talk about China, but we'll talk about South Korea. We'll talk about America. Most of the people who are there, especially into the IT sector or the
yeah,
AI industry that is coming up right now, they're mostly Indians that if you
yeah,
think about it, like all the major companies, you talk about
yeah,
Google, you talk
completely.
about you talk about Apple. This so all the people have major seats that they own. It's owned by
Yeah,
Indians.
100%. And this
Yeah.
is something that I was also really curious about.
Right.
I don't know. I think it was Bill Gates years ago
Yeah.
that said, "Okay, keep calm. India is growing.
Yeah.
India is going to surprise in the next year, in the next years."
Mm,
And this was something that I have seen time ago.
right.
I maybe it doesn't even say Bill Gates. I might
No,
be
I think
wrong.
it was Bill Gates. I think I
Okay,
know you're
okay,
talking about because
good to
Microsoft is
know.
big in India as well.
Yeah,
Especially again because Ambani is having
yeah,
the investment in Facebook
yeah. Okay,
and Microsoft together. So that's something I think Bill Gates was the one who has said that
okay,
India has
perfect.
a very brighter future going
Okay, so
forward.
I mean
Yeah,
got wrong.
yeah,
So it's something that okay, we are not going to underestimate a country
right,
because of their actual photo of
right,
2024. Because, for example, if we can see Dubai for an example,
right.
40, 60 years ago, it was only desert,
Only desert,
and
yeah,
now it might be one of the most modern cities in the world.
cities in the world. Absolutely,
So, and
absolutely.
I'm completely sure that if I come back in India in 20 years, I might not be recognized some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I don't think if you come down to Mumbai in next 5 years, I don't think you're gonna recognize Mumbai as well. The reason is there's so much infrastructure that's
yeah,
going on. The bridges they're building, it's going to be like next big city.
yeah, yeah,
So
completely.
absolutely, I think I understand your way of coming. So now understanding. So you've been to Finland, you've been to Costa Rica. Now you're in India.
Yeah.
What is your culture that you have found similar between Spain, Finland, Costa Rica, and India?
Okay, let's start easy. We are humans.
You didn't
But
find any aliens?
as far as I know, no.
No, no, okay, all right. Just making sure,
I'll double check from now on.
right? Yeah, make sure. You never know. I think they're
Yeah,
they're there. I know they're there. I don't know how they look like though. We know Elon Musk is alien. He
probably,
himself
probably.
has said that, so we know he's an alien. I don't know about Mark Zuckerberg. Sometimes I feel he is an alien too, but I'm not gonna comment on that.
Yeah, because if not, we can do 3 more podcasts about
Right?
that.
Yeah, talk about alien. Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
So, okay, first of all, one curiosity,
Yeah,
and also for people that are watching, I invite you to see it. Uh, exactly in the moment when I land to India, I use a lot of LinkedIn, sometimes more than Instagram,
yeah,
and appeared me one message of one post of Bill Gates.
right.
I'm going back to India since much time ago, so it's like okay. When I came here, I thought in him for saying the part of the zeros and directives for India, and now he's coming again.
Yeah,
And just if you're interested in this topic, I think it's really interesting. Go in and search and read what one of the most successful person in the world
in the world. Yeah,
think about India.
yeah.
Because in this podcast, I also want to say my philosophy. The only thing I know nothing.
Okay,
So I
absolutely.
will speak
That's
from
great.
my own experience,
Yeah.
knowing that I might be wrong.
Absolutely. No, it's okay. I think that's how you learn. If you expect, if you understand and you accept the fact that you may be wrong, it's a start.
Yeah,
And the philosophy that you own, that nothing, is also a great way of looking at world. Because if you're going to come in a thought process, if you come to this podcast saying, "Oh, I know everything," then you're not going to be able to connect with people.
and you are only going to spend time and not learn anything.
You're not going to learn anything. You're only
Exactly.
hearing things, you're not listening to them.
Exactly.
That's how it works. And I
Exactly.
think that's what a lot of people need to have, that kind of thought process like you have. And I'm glad, I think many people that I've recently met who have been in for my podcast as well, they come with that kind of mindset as well. And they're the most successful people out there. Like I've met one who's a neurologist. He is always about learning. He ended up being like, oh, you know what, I did not know this. Being a neurologist and being into such a high level, and he's like, you know what, you taught me something today. There's one guy who teaches economics and finance. He felt the same way. So I felt whoever the people are coming to the world who are on a successful level, they're always willing to learn. Doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. So let's get back to this this conversation, the point where the culture.
Okay.
What was the similarity, except for being humans?
Yeah.
And we don't know about the aliens part. What was the similarity that you found there?
Okay, so first of all, for going easy, the first thing that comes to my mind, the networking is something that, for my point of view, is I'm mainly based in services.
Okay.
So in services, the networking and what people think about you is something really important.
Right.
So one example is in one of my main projects in Spain, the 60 to 80% of the revenue it comes from referrals from our network.
Okay.
It's like our best marketing, because clients or collaboration
Right.
hear good things about us,
Right.
and they recommend.
Okay.
So
okay.
this is
recommendation that comes
Exactly.
across. Understood. Okay.
So in India, our more well invest time has been going to events. We have so far gone to India Digital Summit and BNI, that is like a global organization of networking.
Right.
That it's also have groups in Spain.
Okay.
And I have gone there.
Okay.
And it's, you can learn, you connect with people,
Right.
and it might or not happen business. And this in India, it's something that it has been repeated. Also, it might be the part of, okay, we are coming, we are like maybe the new thing. Not all the days some people from Spain come to BNI or to any event in Spain. So as far as I have realized, maybe the fact of being different, it makes wanting to connect more. Exactly.
More connections is there. Yeah, absolutely. I think India is a power of networking, absolutely. And I think BNI has definitely successfully grown in India in terms of networking part, because if you think about, there are other networking groups as well, but BNI has really taken a next leap when it comes to networking part of it. And of course, a lot of people have started. I personally have started my journey when I started as a businessman. I started through BNI when I did not have. I'm not sure how I was gonna reach out to people. How would be my best way to connect? I think that's when I started BNI.
Yeah.
And
Also,
I got
BNI,
connected there.
I have realized through the time. I have in Barcelona this community called Team Labs Lane. Later, if you want, we can speak more about it. But it's kind of similar to BNI. In the part that in BNI you have the part of a community. You have the part that this community have objectives that are not the same, because someone want to sell VR glasses and another one wants to sell t-shirts.
Right.
So it's not the same objective exactly, but you have the same objective of growing, improving your business and you. So this part, the community is key. Of if you have a community that you can help and get help, you have this
help each other grow kind of thing, right?
And you have the commitment of, I'm here.
Yeah.
I want to also lead by example. With these other people. Maybe there are people that are not in the point they want to be, and if I'm my best version, I can help them. Be
a better version of themselves.
Be aware and get better. So
Understood.
The living by example, or maybe the inspirational living, I think is something really, really important.
Understood.
And this is like also part in communities such as this one
Yeah.
is fundamental.
Absolutely, I think that's great, and I'm grateful for BNI as well for us to being connected here. Now, since you are here in India, and I know that when we met into that BNI group the other day, you were talking more about in terms of AI
Yeah,
strategies, and you were looking for people to work in web development businesses, the IT
yeah,
sectors, the softwares. I think you were very interested in. Especially the AI person who was into the creating software with the algorithm
hmm,
of some particular client of yours. What are you thinking in terms of your business, right? In
okay,
Spain, what do you focus on? Are you focusing on like a particular, like, are you taking only IT clients, or can anyone, let's say, if somebody's watching this podcast, and like, okay, you know what, I want to get in touch with George, and maybe I can help him out
okay,
with a certain business that might be that they can export
okay.
from here to Spain, or if they want something from Spain to be exported. So how can they get in touch with you? One thing, and second thing is that what do you think about the AI market right now? Is it like as booming in Spain
Hmm.
as it's here in Mumbai? I mean, as it's in India,
Yeah.
or over the world technically, or it's Spain is kind of still working on to that. How's that part?
Okay, so first of all, for contact me, the best way would be that they go to the description and there will be a link that
Okay,
I
great.
send you or whatever.
Sure, yeah. So I'll put that link in the
Make it
description.
easy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that. Okay.
Later, this or part of AI is one of our cores as a business now in Spain,
Right,
and this came from okay. We had other business
right,
when in November of 2023,
right,
OpenAI launched ChatGPT.
right. Yes.
So it all becomes there, but we have businesses that were doing profit and they had clients, and these clients were in some way. I came a lot as you the world of marketing. More specifically, I have put my efforts in search optimization engine
Right,
in Google. So there is a part there of doing blogs,
right,
and for doing blogs, there was even before that ChatGPT, there was the playground of OpenAI
right,
where you could use really low versions of ChatGPT
right. Understood.
and you could generate blogs from there.
Okay,
So I was kind of familiarized with AI. At
okay,
least I knew that exists.
okay. That is, it's there. Something
Exactly.
like that is there.
And I
Yeah.
use it. So when ChatGPT launched it, it was okay. Okay, I have been using something that it was horrible
Right.
compared to this,
Compared to
and
ChatGPT,
it
that
was
is there.
useful for
Yeah.
me using it.
Right,
So
right.
I start learning, I start using it, and more and more. There is a big IT consultancy in Spain called Singular
Okay,
that launched like a group of work later with a course and all this stuff, where I also enter with
okay.
people that are quite influential,
Right.
are quite into these topics, even though working with their own AI model.
Okay, okay.
But
Yeah, because I think you can use that OpenAI and make your own kind of
yeah,
version
we
as
will
well. Yeah.
I speak about that later.
Right. Okay. Cool. Got you.
Perfect. So in this moment, what happened is came the idea. Okay, what if we do a in-person event in Barcelona? So I met my partner in this project that
Okay.
is from another is Judy met there
Right.
today.
Right.
He's going to come the next wave in probably April.
Okay.
So we came together and started working.
Okay.
The thing is, we did one event that came 4 or 5 people. We did 10 pictures and published online. And from there, suddenly, some people start calling us, email us. Okay, I want something of this, but for me, for my
Right.
company, for one school, or whatever. So this was an initial point that okay, we have done one thing,
Right.
and we get 3 clients. Okay, what if we get a branding?
Right. Yeah.
What if
Proper.
we invest more time? What if we learn more?
Start a proper business.
Exactly.
Right. Understood.
So in my point of view, this is like there is a quote. Maybe in English it's not the same, but is let's make the inspiration get you working.
Okay. Understood.
So in this case, it's not that I was in an active search of something,
Right. It's
but I was
something
working.
inspired you to start
Exactly.
that.
I
Okay. And
was
then you
working
jumped on
my
it.
thing. My thing was good. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. And suddenly, other opportunity came in,
Right.
and okay, go fully in. So, speaking about what we are now, we are like a consultory, but we don't like calling consultory, but it's like the more accurate definition
Right.
of AI
Okay.
for SMEs, small and medium businesses in Spain,
Right.
mainly in services like lawyers or consultants,
Right.
maybe also architects or whatever. This is like our needs that has worked better, and we have validated that they are obviously in need of these tools.
Right.
So we haven't since okay, I don't know what's AI, if I can use it, if I might not use it.
Right.
Two, okay, I'm using it in my daily basics. I might also develop something. And in this part of develop, since we have the commitment as a company to come to one place, we tell, okay, we have technological needs mainly, also textile, but in this case speaking, technological needs.
Right.
Let's go to India, let's go to South Korea, that are places with a lot of talent where we can learn and maybe collaborate,
Right.
find partnership, find providers, whatever.
Right.
So this has come from okay. Some companies start and don't like AI and don't
Right.
continue, or
Right.
continue by their own,
Uh-huh.
knowing what's AI and what's not. And some companies have gone to a point that okay, the public tools like ChatGPT or Gemini of Google
Right.
or Midjourney or whatever are not enough for us. We want something more accurate, more to our needs, maybe even including the branding and some
The
things and
details.
interface
Yeah.
for the
More personalized.
more personalized and
Right.
maybe okay we have been using internally, but we also want to give a tool to our
Right.
clients.
To your clients. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So my partner and I don't know about coding, and in India we saw the opportunity of okay, let's make with some people that know how to do it. They
Right.
are professional. They have been in this sector and they have also adapt to this to this part.
The new thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So speaking about AI, also for clarifying, because there are more marketing than true in what it's been done usually. AI, we could say easily that there are machine learning and deep learning.
Right. Yeah.
Machine learning, it's been with us years. It's not something new. We have been using.
Okay.
One stupid example, it could be Siri of iPhone or Google Assistant,
Right.
for keep it simple.
Right.
But there are a lot. I'm not saying that machine learning it's simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
There are
Absolutely.
people that invest hours and years for learning and
There,
they
yeah.
keep
But they
students.
made it so simple. It sounds easy.
If we compare
Yeah.
it with deep learning,
Right.
that is the trending thing now, is okay, yeah, it's hard, but what we are now speaking when we speak about the AI is deep learning.
Exactly.
Mainly.
Exactly.
So in AI, the deep learning is you create an algorithm, and when you give him data,
Right.
this structured data, he can organize, and the human doesn't have to be saying no, but this is like that, this is like
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just you're giving a prompt and it's creating it for
Exactly. All of us, if we are in business in technology, we have seen the 100 best tools for AI.
you. Right.
There are not 100 real tools.
Right.
Because
right.
when we're speaking about tools, okay, we might speak about tools, but the thing like is the technology. If we see the technology, there are a few. There are OpenAI with
Right.
GPTs.
Yeah.
GPT come from generative pre-trained transformer,
Right.
and transformer is one technology that Google invented.
Right.
So for me, that's an inspirational of how one startup innovate more than one of the biggest companies
Biggest
in the world.
competitors. Somebody who created something, but you've taken that thing and created completely something else out of it. It makes a complete sense. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are OpenAI, Google. Claude is a company created by um, ex-employees of OpenAI.
Okay.
There are also in Spain one that right now I don't remember the name,
Okay.
but it's
cool.
like an European initiative. Also, I know that Neighbor, that is a Google from South Korea, they are generating something from the scratch. So
Right.
I'm speaking that like technologies from scratch. In this case, in text.
Okay.
There are also, I know in India there are going a really few initiatives of 1-2 companies that they are building something from scratch.
Okay.
And also we have image or video solutions, like for example Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, DALI, or Sora.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
Sora
Runway.
is actually very
Yeah,
nice as well
exactly.
now. Yeah.
Sora it would be a competition of Runway.
Right.
So Sora right now you cannot use it, but Runway you can use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably Sora when they launch it, it will be
I think
better
Sora is
than.
already available in the beta version. somewhere. So,
Okay.
because we were able, because we do this consistently, and we were trying to figure out a way of getting into the back door, and we found a beta version of it, and we were able to kind of use it, but
Okay.
not to its full potential, like they're marketing right now. That the video is made by Sora, and
Yeah.
also we have not tapped that yet. But
Okay.
yeah.
At least because when I also when I do like research from Spain,
Right.
for AI, my clients are in Spain, so if a new thing is available in US or in India, in this case, or in South Korea, for them it's not useful.
I
So
know what you mean.
what I'm doing now is using a VPN
Okay.
to connect through to Spain.
Right.
So if I enter in ChatGPT or in Gemini and there is a new that is in India but it's not in there,
Okay, so you turn
so
on
I'm
the
gonna tell
VPN and go through
I
that.
tell a mail. Okay, now we have the new update that is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Use it, and they tell I can use it. No, okay.
It's
So
not there.
it might be
Yeah.
published in Spain, not for the moment.
Understood.
So this is the part of the technologies are really really few, and they are expensive to create. So not anybody can create. Oh,
Right.
also there are Llama 2, Llama 2,
Yeah.
that it's a solution from Facebook,
Right.
open source.
Yeah.
So this is something really interesting because much cheaper price. You can create something really really accurate,
Right.
and it's yours.
It's yours.
You
Yeah.
don't depend on OpenAI pricing,
Yeah.
or
Absolutely.
you only
Absolutely.
depend in your cloud pricing, or if you can build your own servers,
Right.
and you don't depend to others.
Other
this
depend.
part.
Yeah. It's kind of
Exactly.
your own closure that you're creating in there. Yeah. I
Exactly.
can understand that. Absolutely.
So just for saying,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
part of you were speaking about before, that is taking, for example, GPT technology of
Right.
OpenAI, and you build something.
Right.
This is something that for many business, it's really interesting because without almost any resources, obviously you need resources, but comparing with creating a new ChatGPT from
Yeah.
scratch
Absolutely.
is cheap.
It's exactly. It's becomes simpler because you have an open AI already, and you
Exactly.
can just utilize it and work for your own business.
So
Makes
you only
sense.
need a good interface.
Right.
You need to know how to give the good prompt
Right. Right.
and a good documentation, and maybe adjust, but really really few adjustments to OpenAI.
Open AI. Exactly.
So many businesses that we work, they're okay. First this, and maybe in the future we would take a Llama 2 and generate something that is much expensive.
Right.
But for the moment, let's keep it simple.
Yeah, I think eventually, like as technology comes out, it's always expensive. I think eventually, when once you start using into it, it gets cheaper eventually because you
Yeah.
realize how much money you're making. Like you take ChatGPT for instance, right? A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. But if you go for ChatGPT Pro, it gives you lots. Like it literally cuts your content work in half. It's not, you don't try not to just copy and paste it directly.
Yeah.
But if you even try to work in your content, let's say if you're a blogger or if you're a content creator, you can literally give them the prompts, creates the whole blog for
Yeah.
you. You just have to add few human elements and you're good to go.
Yeah.
It's great way of going into that. How was your journey? Since we know that you were here for that particular aspect of collaboration, have you found any collaborations in India yet for the AI technology or let's say any kind of IT infrastructure that you can work with?
Okay. So for the moment, what I have get from India is contacts to work on. I haven't get any partnership or any deal or any
Nothing yet. Okay.
nothing solid.
Okay.
But this is also like what we are planning is, okay, we are two main people leading this company. One is now in South Korea. I'm in India, and
Right.
later I'll go to South Korea and him to India.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in
So
that
you're gonna
case, we
split
also
out.
exactly
Okay.
we
Okay.
also want to continue their relationship
Right.
for being able to build something more solid that it
Yeah,
could
and
be long
constant
term.
and long
Exactly.
relationship. Yeah. So I'll tell you what. In this matter, the culture of the other country, where were you? Finland, and then you were in Costa
Finland,
Rica.
Costa Rica.
So
Yeah.
I would say that Costa Rica and India has a very similar
Yeah, as far as
culture.
I've seen,
Yeah, because what will happen is that you'll have to start building relationships. Like this is something even I learned because I was in States for 15 years. And over there, how things are, I come to you, okay, this is what you want, this is a website, yada, 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 yada. Okay, $1,000, they pay you 20% and you're done, right?
Yeah.
You get out of there, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, max 45 minutes, and you're out of there, right? And then, you only deal with them mostly on either on email or a phone call or a text message.
Yeah.
Here, when I started, when I moved to India first, and I was trying to utilize the same way, people found me very rude. They were like, this guy comes here only for business. He doesn't have any kind of ethics. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm here only for business. I'm not here to make family for you, right? And then eventually, I met my wife, and she's also into the similar line of industry, and she's like, you know what, you need to change the way you work your business here, and you need to first go for the first meeting. It should be nothing about business. It should be about who they are, what
Yeah.
their family does, how did they get into this industry,
Yeah.
and the second business has to be about business. The
Yeah,
second
yeah,
meeting
yeah,
has to be
yeah,
about
sure.
business. So I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and then eventually I adapted to that, and now I know that how things work. And even now, when I go meet a client, sometimes I know I have to take 2 hours because of, like you said, the first 20 minutes will be only business,
Yeah.
or maybe the last 20 minutes will be business. The first 1 hour, 10 minutes will be
Yeah.
only about work, only about who they are, what
Yeah,
it is, what I do, what's my favorite cricketer. We're big in cricket in India, so who's my favorite cricketer, or how the politics is going on, how the economic is going on. It's all that kind of talk,
Yeah.
nothing related to business. So, but then what happens is that when they're comfortable with you, they will ensure that you're always getting that business.
Yeah.
Or if they're working, if you're giving them business, they'll be internally grateful for that
Yeah.
particular way. Do you feel the same way? That's how it's been here for you so
Yeah,
far?
so far I have realized it's kind of the same. I have gone to lunch with some people, or
Right.
speaking with like more time, taking a coffee,
Right.
and not any business, or maybe five last minutes business. And it's something that also it's a learning that, okay, maybe Spain, it might be more easy for the people to, let's do a meeting. I give you my proposal, my PowerPoint. I
Yeah, that's
explain it to
it.
you. I use the psychological tricks for make you buy or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But also, if you go deeper, there are some people, some context that you can arrive like that. So this part of, okay, we see other part of the world how they
Right.
do it, and we also try to enter in Spain.
Mm.
One collaborator of us, we had to go. Well, we don't have to go, but
Right.
the relationship we were building, it was good for, okay, let's go lunch a few days,
Right.
and maybe we have been speak about business or whatever, but we are building the relationship for in the future,
Right.
maybe or not doing it. And maybe the part of the business, if I have spent 10 days with him, one, I have speak about business,
That's it.
but
Yeah.
not in the bad part. It's in the part, okay, he may know some. For example, in BNI,
Right.
you say, okay, this is what I do, uh, and usually also, okay, what's your life? Maybe not so much, but there is
Exactly.
a part.
Right.
So it's similar to, okay, let's speak, and if I know someone, I have built trust in you
You'll get
enough for
connected there.
referral.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. So if I know someone that you can be connected to, I'll be like, you know what, I think you're looking for this. I know someone exactly who can work with you, and that actually makes you help build relationships.
Yeah.
And I think BNI is big on givers gain. So people will first try to give as much as they can
Yeah.
to you, and then they will like, okay, now what do we have in stock? So that works out better. I'm glad that a constitution, or not constitution, sorry, institution like
Yeah.
BNI would be, which is there, is connecting countries together.
Yeah.
Being in India, I've actually reached out to people in Australia. I've reached out to people in Atlanta, and I've reached out to people in New Zealand for the IT services that I provide to people in India as well. And a lot of times, what happens as well is it makes me happy as well to work with them, because, of course,
Yeah.
the conversion ratio of the dollar in India, it has. I'm providing them the best
Okay, I know what
services.
you like
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm providing them the best services. They're very happy because the charges that I'm charging them is like peanuts for them. And for me, it's like, okay, I'm very happy with the services here. And
Yeah.
the best part is there's no such thing as negotiation there.
Yeah.
When I'm sending them a quotation, it's either yes or no. And very rarely they'll be like, okay, you know what, can we lower it down 10%?
Yeah.
So that's how it works out. And I think I'm gonna start reaching out to Spain now as well. I never thought about Spain, but I'm gonna start reaching. Of course, I have you as well. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hope that you're gonna give me some IT work from there to work together with Web Colors Digital in
We have a
collaboration.
conversation pending about that.
Yes, I know we have a conversation pending. No, we'll do it off podcast on that one. So yeah, definitely. I'm really hoping that you will find everything that you're looking for. That you have come to India for. But I think one thing I'm for sure that you'll find here in India is few things. Number one, that if you look in the right places, of course you have found BNI, and that's the
Yeah.
best part about it. If you look in the right places, you'll find the best opportunities, the best developers,
Yeah.
and the best people to work with.
Yeah. Definitely, sure. It's like that. The problem is India is huge.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
finding these places is really really hard, and more in okay. Yeah, we are here 1 month, 3 weeks, 1 month.
Yeah,
In total, 2 weeks as a company. 2 months, sorry.
2 months.
2
Yeah,
months as a
yeah.
company. But even though it's really really few time for getting getting to know and
Right,
getting opportunities.
right,
Maybe it's more than the average of other companies that do a business mission of 5 days.
right.
But doing a business mission of 5 days in India or in Costa Rica, being able of being aware of okay, here you have to trust, build relationships. It's not, for example, South Korea that I know companies that they are doing business mission and they are being huge success
Right.
because they are okay. I have these opportunities.
Yeah.
We can do this. We are here in Spain. You can trust us because A, B, C, D.
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
Do you
That's
like
it.
it?
You're done. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The only thing that in South Korea they have tell me is that later they have to go to the bar
Oh,
because
oh,
in South Korea they have a lot
business
of
first, party later.
not necessarily party,
Okay.
but they have like as far as I know. I repeat.
Okay.
I'm just saying what I have been
You
said,
heard,
and
yeah,
it might
yeah.
not be good.
I've
But
never been there, so I cannot even judge. So I know what you're
okay,
saying. It's okay. Yeah.
it's like okay, if you have nothing to
Offer.
protect,
Okay.
to hide,
Right.
then you are going to drink with me shoyu, that is like the typical drink from there or whatever.
Oh wow! Really?
So
Okay.
when you are drunk, if you hide
Your
something,
true self comes out.
exactly.
Yeah, I know
So
what you
this is
mean.
the only thing, but it's much more agile than
Yeah, I know what
than doing 3 meetings,
Okay, okay,
speaking
okay.
about life. That I tell you that sometimes I also like. For example, the other day with Costa Rica, that it was really productive meeting because it was okay. A communication of almost 1 year
Right,
is giving food in one meeting,
right.
and we speak about the business the last 15 minutes. The other it was context. How are you? How was your trip to Spain?
Right.
Where are you now? I'm in India. In
It's
fact,
not straight business you're talking
yeah,
about.
but it's in fact it's something that you can thanks of this because if you do business on from my point of view, as far as I have experience now, if you do only business on okay, let's do this, okay, then you are maybe not going to value as much the service. You are
Yeah.
not going to be so much interested. So
And it's you might not even generate referrals for you because they don't know you that way. So that could be one of the reasons too. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's a great way of going with. I'm glad that so much similarities that Spain, you're coming all the way from Spain and I'm here in Mumbai, you're having so much of a thought process. Or are you learning this from India right now?
Yeah. And also for answering one of your first questions,
Yeah.
it was how is the AI part in Spain? First of all, I want to speak a sector that we are both in, that
Right.
is marketing.
Yeah.
Now in the marketing more, I'm less than I used to,
Okay.
but I keep having things. Okay, so in Spain, the marketing is okay. Now, many people, the marketing and webs and whatever, it's been years, and many people understand why they have to do it, and many companies they have like in their annual like money
Right.
apart
Right.
for marketing,
Right.
but other parts, other kind of business or business doesn't see the value to it
Right.
and doesn't even want to invest in this.
Right. Right.
So
The mindset is closed. Maybe like
exactly,
they don't have a big mindset to it.
exactly. So there are companies that being in the company being this is like okay, this culture of the company, I like it because they are okay. Let's innovate, let's grow, let's start.
Right. Let's adapt the new thing. Let's learn the
Exactly.
new thing.
Others are okay. I have been doing this in
Yeah.
this way all my life. I don't want to learn. I want so in the marketing web and social media that it has been years.
Right.
There are some people that doesn't want to adapt, So obviously in AI, there are huge, many companies that are not using it.
Okay.
I can tell you that ChatGPT many times is perceived like as well in Spain. There we have a television that maybe some people doesn't agree with me,
Okay.
but for me it's bullshit.
Okay.
For me it's bullshit.
All right.
And every time I see my parents watching TV, it's like I don't know if I could translate this literally to English, but it's stop watching teleregime.
Okay.
That
Like a
is
devil box.
no, it's like stop watching something that they are speaking only about bullshit, nothing at
Nothing
value,
about
and they are
understood.
more worrying in what some people is you doing than in what's in real informing.
Informative. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. They should start watching podcasts.
For example, in fact, well, I'm from a city it's called Segovia, 1 hour
Okay.
far from Madrid, the capital, and sometimes with my dad we have to go there
Yeah.
because right now, for the moment, I don't drive. For the moment, this is like one of my objectives this year when I come
Okay.
back to the Spain to get the car license.
License. Okay. Start driving.
But so far, I spend usually time with my parent. He take advantage and go there for doing something.
Right.
And what I have been doing is okay. Stop the music. Let's listen to a podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Now you have to start listening to Kabir Vani on your car as well.
For my dad, it's gonna be tough because he doesn't speak English.
Oh, he does not speak.
even though
Okay.
even though now he's starting going to lessons of English
Okay.
because now he's 65 years old, so
Oh wow, he's
he's
65.
retired.
Okay. Okay.
So he's like, okay, I want to travel, so let's speak English because
Yeah.
if not,
So,
I only can travel limited.
okay. Okay. Yeah. It's like
The
my
point
son
is,
is now old
yeah.
enough. He's taking care of himself. My wife and I. So they're together right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The parents.
Yeah.
Your mom and your dad.
Yeah, they are
They're together. Okay, great. So they must be going out for the world
Exactly.
tour and all. Like I don't have to care about George anymore, right?
Yeah.
It's like he got his on his own now.
Exactly.
Cool.
So this part, like doing a pause. In Spain, the podcast paradigm is also growing,
Okay.
and it's also much podcast higher quality. It's something that in the English sector I have also seen. For
Okay.
example, in I listen the Diary of a CEO. I think is one of the top podcasts. You might probably
Okay.
have
Okay.
listened to it.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
I'll
across.
send you the name. And
Yeah, please.
I think that you can inspire a lot of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but there are tons of English podcasts.
Great.
But I see the movement globally of okay, let's change the way of how we entertain and how we inform. For example,
yeah.
Joe Rogan,
Right.
you know him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Joe Rogan is like one of the tops.
Okay.
So he can do a podcast a day
Right.
with 3 cameras, 2 micros, and 1 person. More or not, he could do it without anybody.
Right.
But you cannot in cost structure and in a more competitive world.
Right.
You can compare with TV
the way
standard
it is, yeah.
that it needs at least 10 people, 20 lights, 10 mics.
Right. And too many takes.
Exactly.
You know, it's not a one take.
And at least in the case of Spain, they are not so good.
Right. Like something like that. We have a guy named Beer Biceps in India. He's pretty big here as well. His name is Ranveer Alamadia.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an inspiration for a lot of people like me as well. Like who would want to start into podcasting or grow into podcasting. So he's the guy who's been doing it since like almost if I'm correct, since 2017 or 18.
Okay.
He's been doing it since then. Like he has almost like if I'm correct, 1400 or 2000 podcasts already done.
Yeah.
Whereas people are now in India or even I think the worldwide people are starting to do podcasts now. He's been doing it since then.
Yeah.
So it's definitely always a good way to do it. Although I love TV as well myself. I'm a very huge fan of TV. I love watching movies and
well in
into
India
that.
You have Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm sure the quality is much better.
No, it's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same, but it's okay. It's the emotions that you connect to. You know what I'm saying?
In Spain, I sometimes see some Spanish movie
Uh-huh.
just for how bad they are.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
there are exceptions, obviously.
Right, of
but
course.
main movies when I see Spanish movies is okay. I laugh of how bad
they are.
this is.
Okay, but at least they're making you laugh, right? It's
Yeah,
okay.
that's a important thing. It helps you disconnect, and
Right.
it have tons of benefits.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's
Yeah. It just
making laugh
makes sure.
in any ways is it's good always.
That's great. That's great. Coming to your personal life, okay, a little
Yeah.
bit. You speak a pretty good English, right?
Hmm.
So how was it for you? Like for us in India, we learn English in school.
Okay.
Is it the same thing for you there?
Yeah, we learn English also, but what we have, well, also speaking first of my personal experience,
Yeah.
we have educative system first.
Right.
We have like a primary.
Okay.
Well, we have a kindergarten.
Okay.
We have a primary that
Yeah.
is 6 years
Right.
later. We have later high school.
Okay.
That
Like the
is
first standard, starting from first, second, and third, right? Or the primary is up to 6 years. That's what you're saying.
primary is up
Up
to
to
six
six
years.
years. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I got
One,
you.
two, three, four, five, six.
Okay. Okay.
Later we have high school that
Okay.
it's in total 6 years.
Okay.
Like the standard. Later there are variations, but the standard is 6 years.
Okay.
In two parts. The first is 4 years.
Okay.
That is until then is obligatory.
Okay.
It's a must for all the Spanish people to do it.
Okay.
From then it's voluntary. That is bachillerato is 2 years,
Okay.
and you start specializing if you want to do social, you want to do technological or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
But as far as I remember, in Spain we start learning English from primary school.
Okay. They do.
Maybe now even before,
Okay.
but since primary. What's the problem? Well, just a curiosity. I have been really, really bad in English since first of high school.
Oh. Okay.
That I went maybe since 4 and 5
Right.
to a 9, and we evaluate from 0 to 10.
Okay. Got you.
So the main problem for me in Spanish in Spain is that maybe you do a lot of grammar, you learn reading,
Right.
but the main thing is speaking,
Okay. Understood.
and it's not so much spoken, and it's not something that is get valuable.
Right.
So when I start getting better in English is when I start speaking.
Okay.
So in Spain we also have particular teachers or academics.
Okay.
Like you have to pay the part. It's not the education mainly is at least a part paid by the government,
Right.
through taxes. But this you have to pay completely you.
Okay.
and hire
To get
if you
to
want.
get that. Okay. I got you. I got
Exactly.
you. Very similar. Very similar structure
Okay.
that we have here.
So my parents had one person that speak 5 languages.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. One of them was Spanish and English.
Oh wow. Okay.
So the first lesson it was, okay, what's your name?
Right.
What's your name? Where are you from? And what's your age?
Okay.
So the pronunciation was terrible. So in my case, I started improving English through speaking and pronunciation.
Okay.
So later, years later, when I start first of high school, I start being one of the first of the class.
Oh wonderful.
And
Because you were practicing
yeah.
consistently. Okay.
And when I had to speak with maybe foreigners in Spain, tourists or whatever,
Right.
I could speak, and sometimes they tell me, okay, you have a really good English level. Okay, yeah, I guess.
Understood.
I maybe spend 2 hours a week speaking English.
Speaking English. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So practice makes you better in that
Exactly.
way. Great. Okay.
And in my opinion, in Spain there is too much academic, too much grammar, too much things not useful
Right.
if you cannot express yourself.
Okay. Understood.
And later, I've been 1 year, 3 weeks in summer to Ireland, like almost full immersion, and maybe in Spain some other camps focusing English.
Yeah. Right.
So we could say that in Spain I have a mid-high level of English, and at least the people around my age, 30 or lower,
Mhm.
30 years or lower, they speak English, maybe better or worse, but all of them have
But they all have
a
started speaking
minimum
English.
education in English.
That's good.
For
Okay.
example, my parents have never received education in English.
Okay.
So if they want to learn English, they will start from scratch with much older, and it's harder to do it.
Right. Understood. Understood. Yeah. But then the recent generation has got the fact where they're learning the English, like you said. Okay.
But some people are maybe not as good as.
It's okay. Eventually, time will get better.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay.
And with all the person I speak is okay in Spanish. Speaking about English, I start speaking.
Good,
I
good,
start
good.
speaking. I start listening also
Right.
because well here in India is also in all the parts that the accent is really different.
Right,
When I went to
absolutely.
Ireland, I was 2 weeks or maybe 2 days or 1 week. I don't know, just trying to understand and
The way
configure
they're
my
speaking.
listening to the accent.
Right,
Or
right.
when I have gone to other countries, Finland for example, okay, it's like okay, 2 first days of understanding the accent. In this case, in
Okay,
India, it has been a bit
okay.
more, but
But you
it's
got
get
to it,
used to
like
it.
it
It's
was, you
get used
got
to it.
used to it. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so coming to we're almost at the end of the podcast. I want to ask you, uh, your company is fairly new as of right now, but you're doing so much for
Mhm.
your company. Uh, what is it going to be in future? That how can people when people reach out to you? Of course, I'm going to have it in the description how
Mhm.
to reach you. What kind of people can reach out to you? Like in terms of
Okay,
like
okay,
what industry that would you think that you can help people here in India and in Spain, and how you can help the society that way. What kind of people are you looking for?
okay. First of all, clarifying that our services right now are mainly focused in Spanish.
Okay,
So for providing our services, we could speak and see how it turned because all the person in the team have a good interest level.
okay,
So I wouldn't discard it. But it's not like our focus. It's not
right,
in what we are doing every day.
right,
But it's possible. Later, what I'm sure in India we can help a lot is well, I don't know. Well, India can help us a lot.
okay,
Is in this part of development using APIs, develop and personalization of any AI for
okay.
something, or maybe even an interface
Like
for
the
using
AI
it.
technology,
Exactly.
UI UX interface. You're talking about the UI UX.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
how about the web development side or social media
The web
marketing?
development is also that it might help, not in this part of AI, but
Okay,
I have different projects that involve
okay,
marketing, so all things of. But speaking about the number, we have previously speak about the PIB
okay.
in Spain is much higher, so it could be something weird to one Indian company hire one Spanish company,
Right, right.
but it's always possible.
Okay, of course.
So weird, but
But it
possible.
can be mostly a lot of
The
Spanish
other way
company can
around.
hire the
The
Indian
the other
company,
way
and
around.
because I think that's how mostly it's working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Most of the people hire my company just because of that ratio of the conversion.
yeah.
So I guess the people you're more keen into IT industry
Exactly.
and the
That's
people
part of
working with
AI and
AI,
also in marketing, the social media,
social media.
websites,
Okay,
search engine optimization. It's something that, for example, also one of my personal challenges right now.
uh-huh.
It's I've been in business like full on business 3 years,
Okay,
and I have done different business. I have also worked in other companies for learning about how they do and how
right,
I
right.
can
Like
improve
having an
my
internship kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Well, not always internship, but yeah. But
Okay,
it's
understood.
okay. I enter like a normal employee, but me internally with the philosophy of I probably
Learning more.
don't want to be here in the long
Right.
term.
Okay,
What can I learn about this?
understood, understood.
And also, it made me realize I don't want to work in a company like in unusual schedule or unusual, or at least in an unusual company. Maybe in a company with different culture,
Right.
I might be able like working as an employee, but in a normal company, no.
Now, I
So
don't. I don't think now after you being your own boss, you can become an employee
yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's
Probably,
possible.
probably.
Because even being into an industry, being my own boss, it becomes very
Yeah,
difficult for me to now and go take orders from someone else.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
not about the bad attitude. It's just you're not used to
yeah.
it. So
Exactly.
it becomes that way. So we got the AI industry, we got the UI UX, we got the web developers,
Hmm.
social media marketing, the IT sector kind of thing. Can people in the clothing industry or
Yeah, sure.
anything they can reach
We
out to you as
we
well?
also have in this part of marketing.
Uh-huh.
We also have our own e-commerce
Okay.
and help other e-commerce develop.
Okay.
So in textile, it could be something really really good.
Okay.
As I told you, our culture of company
Right.
make us want to not stay comfortable where we are.
Right.
So, for example, now we have also projects that are working with hardware, with cameras and softwares for
Okay.
security.
Okay.
We have also projects like starting. We have also projects of market research. We have also projects um, of jewelry. We have
Jewelry,
yeah,
yes, yes. Imitation jewelries, maybe? Or you're talking about like
both,
a real
both,
gold kind of thing?
both.
Both. Okay, okay.
Mainly imitation, like
Mainly
in
imitations.
Spain, it's not called imitation, but yeah,
Right. Okay. Okay.
is like that.
Okay.
And all these kind of projects, we have maybe if suddenly it came another idea or whatever.
Right.
We are not uh, entrepreneurs that stay good what they are.
Okay.
We want to keep growing, keep
Ah,
moving.
you're okay. So you
Yeah,
want to consistently keep growing. You don't
exactly,
want to be at the same
exactly.
level.
And
I
one of
understand.
our challenges is
Right.
okay, how we can delegate more.
Okay.
So we are not saying okay, this is our thing. We are going to spend time working on this.
One.
Also
All
in
right.
India, this is like the purpose of hire people from here.
Right.
Okay, let's. I have been doing several things, but some projects I have killed them
Right.
because okay, I don't want to invest more time.
Right.
But the key is not when you are tired, kill the project. Is
Yeah.
okay, learn how to
It's just
delegate.
learn how to get. Yeah. Understood.
Exactly.
Understood. Great. I think I really hope your journey has been quite moving around, and I hope you're enjoying that as much as meeting different cultures, and I hope you have enjoyed India so far, especially Mumbai.
Hmm.
I'm gonna hope that you're gonna find some good people, and good people can connect you, especially through my podcast as well. I'm sure that your website is gonna get the links.
Yeah.
I'll put your website on my description so people can go and find
Perfect.
you there. And we can hope for more collaborations working together. Even you and I as individuals, apart from the podcast that we just did.
Yeah.
But I look forward to working with you as well, and I wish you a very best of luck in the future endeavors of whatever you're looking for. In the you're going to. I think you're going to Indonesia after this as well, right?
One of my partners is going
Yes,
there.
and
Yeah.
actually one of your partners. So you're going to South Korea.
I'm going first to
First
Japan
to
one
Japan
week
and then
and
South
later
Korea.
South
Okay,
Korea.
well, I wish you a very safe travel.
Thank you very
And I
much.
want to say thank you, and I'm eternally grateful that you took time out of your schedule that you had, and you came to my podcast to share all the information. It was a lot of fun thing that I've learned about you. So now I know I have a friend in Spain when I want to come down there in Barcelona,
Just
right?
let me know.
Yes.
Barcelona or any other part. I move a lot.
Ah, cool, cool. Sounds like a plan. Well, I really thank you, George, for being here, and I look forward for working with you soon. Yeah? Thank you so much.
Same. Nice to meet you.
All right, guys, this has been a very different podcast than what we usually bring you at Kabir Vani. I had to ask George to come and speak to us about how Spain and how international market is so open to India of being into collaboration, especially when it comes to IT sector and AI industry. Now, we know that we kind of think about how to reach people only in India, but what about the other part of the world? Have you thought about that? Well, why not start with Spain, because Spain is already looking for you. Check out the link in description below. You can reach out to George and his partner, and they can see how they can connect you to Spain and Barcelona. Maybe you can go and enjoy a trip there as well, and do business with them as well. Make sure that you're spending at least 2 hours to know them first and then do business later, and you have stick till the end so far. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram for this awesome updates. Till next time.